We've left our wonderful moorings on the Middlewich. That was so quiet. We're wondering whether there's a problem on the locks. When we came through the Middlewich flight, yesterday it was, whenever yesterday was for you, one of the ponds kept overflowing a lot, and it flooded the night before. And when we were coming up, they said, oh, we've got problems here, as we got through out the top lock of the Middlewich 3. Now since then we've come up the Middlewich quite a bit, you know, about almost halfway up, and when we moored up yesterday about 3:30, 4:15, we've not seen another boat. We've seen boats going down the Middlewich towards Middlewich itself, but the opposite way we've seen none at all. So that is highly unusual. So I wonder what's happened. Anyway, let's get going. Wonderful day, and it's certainly going to be a nice slow trundle, not too far, and it should be very enjoyable. We'll either be doing just one lock, or if we feel like it, 2 locks today. Oh, we don't half stretch ourselves, don't we? Yeah, we'll decide as the day goes along, but it's one of them nice canal days. All I need now is a cup of coffee, and that's it then. Away we go. This is an extremely unusual feeling, this. You know, we've got the Middlewich Canal to ourselves, or that's what it feels like. We've just not seen any boat movement. We're at this part of our vlog again, what you've all been looking forward to. There's no doubt at all, because you just love it. It's time for a couple of Keith's classic jokes. A few days ago there was a really bad accident. There was a police prison van and a cement mixer, and they crashed head on, and both vehicles turned over. The police van split open, and the cement mixer covered the police van, but all the prisoners inside managed to get away. The police have sent a message out, and they've said, please look out for 16 hardened criminals. A friend of mine, you know, he's quite shy, and that walked over to me and said, you know, said, I was trying to buy a lovely watch because they're dead cheap. I said, and I went into the shop, and the fella, he just tried to sell me some wood as well. And I couldn't act that, so I've come out. So I thought, give it to me, I'll sort it out for you. So I went, and I said to this fella, can I have a watch? And straight away he said to me, analog? I said, hey, less of that. I said, I just want to buy a watch. There you are again. However bad, however corny they are, at least it brings some sort of smile or a grimace to people's faces. More to come in the future. We're trundling up to Aqueduct Marina again, and we've had the call of the full English breakfast. We don't have them regular, but when we do, it's so enjoyable. Very hard to beat a full English breakfast. On the moorings at Aqueduct now. Just looking forward to a nice breakfast, and probably a flat white coffee will do, yes. It's still so quiet, this canal. There's something got to have happened somewhere. Definitely. There's nobody moving at all. There's only us, and we've seen one more as well. That was another very, very nice bite to eat at Aqueduct. Very nice that, wasn't it? Yeah, it certainly was. So we're nice and full, nice coffees as well, and we'll just do our little stretch now, not too long now before we'll be mooring up. And yes, well worth stopping. And just service with a smile, yeah, certainly is. And just in case, for anybody who's similar to me, I'm not gluten free, but it's wheat flour. But I find if I say gluten free, it's easier. But Aqueduct has everything to cater for the gluten free people, so you've no hassles if you go there for something to eat. They're very accommodating there. Excellent. A boat just coming out the lock. Let's hope there's a sensible approach now and they don't close here and fill it. Just leave it open and let us get to it. I never like, you know, like there's a boat on the right here. I'm not a fan of, should I say, mooring too near locks, because the water's up and down all the time. You know, if you get too near it, your boat's rocking and rolling so much. Anyway, looks like it's been left open for us. That's good. Always nice to have everything ready for you. You can just go straight in. Lots of problems here on the right as well, where that orange plastic fencing is. You can just see on the bank here near the lock where the water's washed away some of the ground, and when we came through some weeks ago it was flooded, totally flooded. You can see now there's just a little dribble coming down there, but we've got the orange fence up. So obviously a bit of an issue there. We've got no queues going up on the Middlewich, but the queues are building up quite a lot on those people who want to go down. Yes, that's what it can be like sometimes. Exit one way and quiet the other. Just to the right there's a little leisure area here. Problems is it's starting to get overgrown on the canal and where the leisure area is, so it's going to be very restricted. You're not going to be comfortable if you've got everything growing round you, definitely not. And then you're not going to be comfortable to leave your boat facing it, because all the trees are growing over rapidly, which is a shame. You know, maintenance isn't what it used to be, definitely not. This stretch of canal has got so many nice moorings and open fields, absolutely beautiful. And yet, when you see in a minute when we go through the tunnel, the bridge, where the busy lock is, people have chose to moor up. It's amazing really when you've got all choices in the open space and you choose to get into an awkward spot. Looks like there'll be a bit of a queue, so this will be the first queue we've been in. Mind you, we've not done many locks this year, but I think this is the first time we've queued up.
I don't think we have.
No, I know. Last lock today. Cool. Oh, it's been really heavy work. It certainly has. This is one of the busiest on the network, but not too bad today. Glad to get through it without too much trouble. This is the lock with the funny spelling. It's pronounced Chermston when it looks anything else but that spelling, or pronunciation I should say.
Hello.
I've just noticed, and it's good to see this, the Shropshire Union, you know, all the locks, they're all painted, instead of being the normal black and white, they're painted grey and white, which is unique to the Shropshire Union. Well, in effect, the Middlewich Canal is part of the Shropshire Union. It's like the Middlewich Branch of the Shropshire Union, and they've now painted these locks grey as well, which is great. There's nowhere else got them, you know, got the locks painted like this, only this area. Quite unique, but it all matches now, and that's very nice. The gin's in the fridge, excellent. Oh, that's what I like to hear. We'll get one of them definitely when we moor up. Oh, we always deserve it, Bernadette.
All teed out today.
Yes, well and truly teed out now. Now when you look behind us, all over there, there's lots of gaps currently, and plenty of moorings as we're going along on the right. but at any time where that lock is, it can become absolute bedlam. Boat after boat just turns up. So we prefer just to go a few hundred yards further down, and we have a lovely little spot, and that's where we intend to stay for a few days. We've just reversed back a few hundred yards, got some water, and before we set off we're going to just go past the boat in front of us, just get off the water point, moor up again and have coffee and some breakfast before we set off again. We're very much in our area what we cruise out of season now, because it's just a superb area. Now we don't have to go home, but we're going home because we're going away. I know it seems daft that we've been away, but we're going away on another holiday with my brother-in-law and his wife. So we're going to make our way back to the marina. Sadly, our main cruising season's come to an end. Now, those people who've watched us regular know we are not continuous cruisers, but we use our boat extensively. We use it come rain or shine, winter or summer. But it's now back in the marina, and we came home and we had a great holiday with Peter and Beverly, that's Bernadette's brother and his wife, and it was superb. And the other thing is as well, we've already been out again because we know closures are imminent, so we had a little trip out like we do every year, and we'll be visiting again the boat over the winter as we normally do as well. Now, the thing what I did do with us, or with me and Bernadette, you know, we love the history of canals. We love the history of boats. You know, we like the traditional boats, not the engine, because it's too much like hard work, a traditional engine. But we do like traditional boats, and the look of them and everything like that. And we've got all fancy bits and pieces, and we have the boat coloured in a certain way. And we'll go into that in great detail over winter and tell you why we've picked certain paints, which paints are the better ones, you know, how to do bottom blacking properly, how to put epoxy on properly, because some people, the way they put epoxy on is you might as well have just put normal bitumen on. But we'll go into all that in detail. But for now, what I did do, I brought home, we have this Klaxon. It's about, well, I think it's, what are we on now? 2019, yeah, it's about 112 years old, this Klaxon we've got. But it's an unusual one. It's a wind-up one, which is very hard to get hold of. Our other Klaxon, we've made good friends with a couple through YouTube, Ken and Jez, and they've ended up getting a cracking boat, an absolutely stunning narrowboat, brand new, built by Norton-Keynes. It's been in Canal Boat magazine as well, and we hope to at some time to show it you, do a video about it for you. But we met them on YouTube, discussed things, and they've had a great boat built, and they'll have many years of happiness on that. But like I was saying, we've given them our push-down Klaxon as a gift. They're very nice people and they deserve that. But I've brought the old one home. Now I've got all my bits and pieces here. I've done the painting, and and this is what I'm going to talk about with the boat as well, knowing what type of paints to have on your boat. And I've been using, for painting this Klaxon, some enamel paints from Paragon, they're called. I also use a company called Craftmaster and International as well, but they're in a very handy size. And I've been undercoating and painting, and at the moment that's the stage we're in. I've redone all the black, I've cleaned up all the brass, and I've painted the interior of the Klaxon in a red enamel to set it all off. And what I'll do now, I'll put all these bits and pieces together and show you what we're left with, and hopefully it should look very nice. So I'll get on with that and I'll speak to you shortly. Well, here it is, all done, all put back together, all painted up, looking lovely. Like I say, we'll get back to the marina and polish it all up, and it should look the business. Just before we go as well, that's cedar lasts forever, you know, it's good for in the weather. So that should be attached to the stand for quite a while. I hope you've enjoyed our cruising season, our main one. We've loved it. I know, and I have to I have to say it because people keep asking. The way we do videos is purely, and it's a total hobby for us, nothing else. You know, we're not interested in anything else. And we do it because we love it. We love it, and we want people to come across our channel and see what's what. But we can't live it. That's not where we are. We have two lives. We do have two lives. We have our boat life, which people see a lot on YouTube, and then we have a very private life away from that, and doing a lot of things what I could talk to you about, but we like to keep that side of it private. But plenty of boat things, you know, you'll see and get to know, and that's the way it's going to stay. We're not, I know the other thing people keep saying to us is you should have more subscribers and views than what you have. You know, they say your videos are brilliant now, and even if I say so myself, we're up to speed now. It's took a while, but we are up to speed with things now. But I don't want to do Instagram. I don't want to do a website. I definitely don't want to do Twitter, and I've said that before. Twitter takes over your life, and it's just, and I know it's done to promote. I know it's done to promote people's videos and keep it going on. I know all that because I've come from a technical background in the work I used to do. So all that I do know, and I could live it like that, but that's not what it's about. We make the videos. If people come across them and enjoy them, that's us. That's our reward. And we don't need anything else. So we'll continue to do that because we've had a grand time again over summer putting everything together, and over autumn as well. And we'll see what we'll come up with over the winter months. So I hope you've enjoyed this season, the proper season, you know, the proper cruising season. And we'll definitely be back with you with some other collection of things very, very soon. But for now, as you always know, it's been great you joining us on our journeys, and we'll see you very soon. Ta-ra!